Darkness. The loud silence preceding the unbearable paranoia. Strictly confined within closed doors and houses of mirrors. My life's reflection flashes before me. How all the stars finally aligned, but then all hope shattered. Just the blink of an eye. Now faced with less time before the inevitable end. Sometimes life throws circumstances where defeat is certain. But it's to maintain positive persistence that opens the trap doors to the seldom achieved light of success. A message. My life started when they said it was over. Ellen Cajos. I was supposed to be dead right now. Almost on this day, 2 years ago, sitting in a doctor's office at Karolinska Hospital. A day that changed my life forever. This was me. I had a blooming career working within health and fitness. Life was no longer racing towards entropy, but instead, tranquility. I coached group training 10 hours a week, late nights, early mornings, and I went to the gym every day as well for my own training. My life was going on full speed, and I had no plans to slow down or pause. I loved the intensity and the drive. I felt happy, healthy, strong, immortal. But even though I thought I was living the dream, I came to realize I was rarely present in the moment. I was always on the go, almost always stressed, always planned ahead. I was never really satisfied with the now. For me, life was a constant race, and I expected myself to win it, regardless of the dangers. And that is where I made my biggest mistake. See, I had been dealing with an annoying cough for over a year. But apart from the cough, I felt great. So I dismissed it beyond some kind of inflammation in my vocal cords or some kind of asthma or similar. But my cough got worse, and my family urged me to check it out. So I went through a series of draining examinations, PET scans, spirometry, and gastroscopy to name a few. After 6 months, I finally get a letter home from the doctor's office saying that I'd had an appointment. So at last, I was finally about to get some clarity on what was really going on. And this was March 2020. We found a huge tumor of 20 centimeters in your right lung. And you're going to have to go through a major surgery to not only remove the tumor, but with it, the majority of your lung. Time froze. Or just stood still at that moment. I had trouble taking in what he had just said, but that wasn't all of it. He also told me that I had lung cancer. In fact, incurable lung cancer. A metastatic lung cancer that had already spread to the other lung, and that there was nothing they could do to save my life. I was devastated. The doctor tried to calm me down as I could barely breathe. Was this it? Was this all that I've got? I mean, I wasn't finished living. My life's engine had just begun. Later that afternoon, I had to call my family and tell them. Now, onto life prolonging treatment, the final stages of life. Just to think how I was smoked a cigarette in my life when I was 32 years old. After breaking down, crying for days, weeks, some days, not even making it out of bed, I made a decision for myself to choose a life with less fear and darkness and more love and right while I was still here. I launched my health, focusing on my inner self. I went to the gym 4 to 5 times a week, focusing on heavy lifting and maintaining a strict and healthy diet with real food. Spinach, tilapia, blueberries, cashews. For meditation, I found ways to turn my fears into strengths, focusing on the possibility instead of the obstacles. How I could be the creator of my own life instead of being the victim of the disease. Rest in my wholeness and be okay with what life had thrown at me. Learn to love myself fully without having to achieve. Rest in my wholeness. How the only meaningful life is a present one. The biggest misconception that people have is that we have time, when all we ever had or will have is now. This moment, right here. For there's rarely ever a good time or the right time to make big changes. No one can control what lies ahead, but we can always choose how we relate to our present. Gratitude. Knowing how to be present in all parts of life. That's how you really win. As of this day, I've tried everything there is. And even though it still says incurable lung cancer, I'm not afraid anymore. For my love of life is so much stronger than my fear of dying. I'm not struggling, fighting, surviving. I'm alive, living. And to be totally frank, I don't know for how long I'll live, whether it's 1 year, 10 years, or 50 years. But then again, none of us do. I was supposed to be dead right now, but I'm not. I am 100% alive.